Hi, my name is David Buckingham. I'm a member of the Burlington community, and I had two questions that I was hoping to get out for this panel. The first is I read in a recent newspaper article that was covering this issue about efforts that the school board is making, or that the school administration is making to use Nellie Mae grant funding to try to spread or explain their concern about racism or to address some of these issues. And I was wondering if the board could clarify anything about that. What's the nature of the Nellie Mae grant fund? What's it being used for? How can that be part of the solution to these problems? And then my other question is about what members of the community who find the case made here compelling, who want to support the students and oppose racism in our school district can do to get involved, to support students, and to help make real change.
Well, I think this is a very important time for anyone who has a deep appreciation for the needs of all of our students, particularly our students of color, to make calls to their school board members, to write letters to the editor, and to go out of your way to support our children of color in the schools. I think that's job one at this point. Other ideas?
I would also encourage people to come out to the school board meeting next Tuesday, June 12th, and speak about these issues. And I think that the question of the students is so important. Supporting students, when there was a group of community members that went out to support those students, they were clearly appreciative of having that support. And I think that what's been said in the press, that they've been manipulated, those false accusations, I'm glad they've been spoken to. But I think we have to remember these students have gone out on a limb, have risked a lot to speak out against racism. So I think if you have students in the school district, to encourage them to talk to these students, sit down with them, find out what their issues are, what their concerns are, make friends with them, and talk about how you can help to combat racism in the school district. I think that's really important. And I think that goes for everybody in the community as well. Parents, just concerned community members. We all should be concerned about the question of racism in our community. But a place to start is to come out to the school board meeting next Tuesday. You can meet lots of people there and make those connections.
And I would also say it's important to interrupt comments that are made when people who speak up for those who need our support as being framed as bullies and as agitators. This is not the kind of a community conversation we need to be having right now. We need to be supportive of one another. We need to especially focus our attention on the people who need our help the most right now, and not vilify anyone in the discussion.
I would just like to add here is that I think the media also have a responsibility to report things in clarity. I had a conversation with Mike Townley just this morning about the last article that appeared that was written by Molly Walsh, that you clump people together in a group when they all have different ideas or different things to contribute. And I think that when the media gets involved, you really need to have clarity how each individual person feel about this whole situation, and make sure that you're giving people the proper recognition, because they had my husband in the paper as a reverend. He's not a reverend. He's a lay minister, but he's not an ordained minister. So that carries a lot of impact on a person's personal life. And so when you do that, I just urge the media to make sure you have the facts right.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming and for your support.